Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Journey Podcast. I got a question from a client of mine the other day, and I thought it was so good that I wanted to share it with you guys here on this Journey Podcast. The question was actually, let me pull it up and read it. I will pull it up on my phone and read it off to you guys. So it says, I have a question. What do you do every single day without failure that is a huge key to your success? And I don't think there's any one specific thing that I do that makes a difference. So what I want to do is actually just share my daily routine with you guys because I kid you not, I do the same exact thing every single day without fail, and it's been pretty damn consistent over the last like 5 years. Sometimes like my gym time might change, or the order in which I perform certain things change, but generally it's pretty damn consistent. And it's just been like slowly compounding into the success that PTBI has turned into today. But this is the same routine that I was doing even when I was fitness coaching. The only difference between this business and that business was just the offer and the people I was selling to, and then the program as well. But my daily routine actually stayed very consistent for a very long time. So I'm going to share with you guys my daily routine so you guys can know exactly what I do every single day without fail that leads to success. So first things first is in the morning, I wake up immediately. I might read a little bit, sometimes not. If it's Monday through Friday, then I won't read because I won't have time. But if it's Saturday and Sunday, then I'll sleep in a little bit and read. But Monday through Friday, this is usually like my on days. I wake up at 6 a.m. I get in the shower, I eat meal one, and I go to the gym. When I go to the gym, usually go by myself, and I'm usually listening to music, and I'm usually thinking out loud, right? Or I'm thinking in my head. So it gives me about an hour to an hour and a half where I'm able to think and just be to myself, kind of think and meditate on the day and think about the things I need to get started and things I need to do. I'm usually at home by 8:30, and by 9 o'clock, I'm starting my day. So Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I have team meetings with my PTBI team, and they usually last about 15 to 30 minutes. So usually we go over our projections. We usually go over, all of our leads. We go over, pretty much what everyone's plan is for the day before we get started. Right after that, what I do is I reach out to all of my leads that I'm currently working on that are in my pipeline that are waiting to close. And then I also post content. So depending on the day, depends on which content I post. Every single day I post a podcast on YouTube, but the way I do it is on Sundays, I schedule it out. So I don't actually have to worry about it. It just goes up, it's scheduled, and it goes live at 9 a.m. If it's 9:30, I will hop on my stories and I'll share some type of tip or some type of value. But without fail, the first thing I do when I jump into work is I jump on my stories. The next thing I do is I post a picture or I post a caption, right? So I post some type of written form content or like a reel or something, but I usually do that first thing in the morning because at that point, I've shown up for the day and I don't really need to stress about showing up for the rest of the day. Anything I add after that can be extra credit, but my job in providing value out into the marketplace is already done. If I post like a podcast inside my Facebook group, then what I'll do is I'll write an email telling people in my email to go to my Facebook group. I'll do any sort of promotion that I need to do. I'm usually finished with that by 11, right? So that's what I call like office work. So from 9 to 11, I'm doing that kind of stuff. I'm posting my content. I'm creating the content that I'm posting. I'm posting my Facebook group, creating emails that I'm sending out, any kind of promotion that I'm doing. I'm letting people know about it. And I put that content out there. If I have any payments coming in too, I'll run those payments as well. So by the time like 11 rolls around, I'm pretty much done. Like I am really like done for the day, right? Because my team's working, and then my content's out, and then that's pretty much it. But I don't stop at that. If it's 11 o'clock, I don't stop. And this is kind of what I did too when I didn't have a team working for myself. It's like, okay, cool, like you're done on 11, but like what if you don't have a team? Well, I did that for a very long time as well, and I still work to this day. So I'll tell you what I do. So by the time 11 rolls around, I'll usually, stop for lunch, I'll read a little bit, but then I'll do my DM outreach for the day. I'll reach out to as many leads as possible, and my goal is to book as many calls as possible. If I don't have sales calls for the day, then what I'm doing from 11 o'clock afterwards is just DM outreach and just doing my own outreach to book calls. If I do have calls for the day, well, then I'm going to be busy from 11 to 5 taking those calls every single day. So that's kind of how my daily routine works is in the gym first thing in the morning. At 9 a.m., I'm getting started with work. I'm running payments. I'm posting content. I'm showing up. And then after that, I'm either taking sales calls all day or I'm booking sales calls all day. That's it. That's really it. There's some other stuff I do. So at 5 o'clock, I have a coaching call. This is exclusive for PTBI. When I was fitness coaching, I didn't have a coaching call. So I'd be like, I wouldn't have anything done unless I had sales calls, then I'd be done. But let's say that because there's a couple things that could happen here. So let's say 11 rolls around, you don't have any sales calls for the day. Well, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend time periodically throughout the day booking sales calls using DM outreach or, some other type of method. And if no sales calls are being booked, well, then I'm going to take a break and I'm going to read and learn. Now, let's say that, a couple hours goes by, you booked a couple sales calls, great. Then I'm going to read and learn, right? And if there are sales calls that are booked, then I'm going to take those sales calls. And in between those sales calls, I'm going to read and learn. And then after at 5 p.m., what I do is I take my coaching call. After coaching call, it usually ends at 6 or 7. I take my dog on a walk every single night. I take my dog on a walk. It's just me and him. I try not to check my phone. And I'm usually just thinking about the future. I'm thinking about ideas. I'm thinking about my goals. I'm like visualizing and meditating on my walk with my dog in my own head without my phone. And then after that, after 7, when I get back, I eat dinner, I watch some TV, and I go to bed. And I do it all over again. And it's consistent. Every single day, it's consistent. And what happens is these actions aren't enough to really create a huge, a huge wave of success. But every single day, I'm posting content and I'm adding value. Every single day, I'm reaching out to new people. Every single day, I'm taking new sales calls. And so it compounds and builds momentum to the point where after 5 years, I've posted tons of content. So many people know me. I've reached out to hundreds and thousands of leads. I've taken hundreds of sales calls. It just slowly compounds. And so that's my daily routine. That's what I do every single day without fail. There isn't some special secret or tip or trick that I do that separates my routine from anybody else's. Is I just do it very consistently. I do it without fail. So just to recap for you guys, I go to the gym first thing in the morning. At 9 a.m., I start doing my busy work, which is like posting content, sharing content, writing emails, and then also processing payments, reaching out to any leads that are set to close for that day. By the time 11 o'clock comes around, I'm pretty much done with all my busy work. And I can either do DM outreach, I can take my sales calls, or I can read and learn. And I'm usually balancing between the three. And by the time 5 o'clock runs around, I'm pretty much done with any sales calls, any DM outreach, or reading or learning. I take my coaching call and then I'm done for the day. I just do that every single day. So that's my answer to the question. Hope that helped you guys in any way. I know it's not like super groundbreaking, but I hope this actually paints a picture of like how important just consistent daily action is for success in your business. So with that being said, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.